Good evening, Rusk enjoyers. Hope you're right, 'cause it's time for the 48-hour analysis. Basically, in this video, I'm going to look at all the skins in the current Rust store, make comparisons to previous Rust store skins to get a good idea in regards to, well, how much will each of these skins sell by next Thursday, and then knowing that, we'll then question, are these skins still holding up to being perfectly fine investments, or are there any potential problems that you need to be aware of? So sit back, relax, I'm going to start yapping. Right, so let's get started with the first 24 hours of sales, and across the board for this Lunar New Year Rust store for 2025, it's selling quite excessively. Like overall, all the skins selling quite a lot, and you know what? Good for the skin creators. But if you're looking at these skins as nice investments, also take into consideration holiday themed skins, and we know how they tend to work out not very well. So yeah, I talked about this in my predictions video and in my Rust rotation video. Be a bit cautious. But with these sales as well, it's kind of making things a little bit more awkward. Take, for example, the two garage doors here. Neon Lunar Serpent Garage Door and Snake Lord Garage Door. That one over here, 21,400 subscribers. This one over here, almost 15,700 subscribers. So, yeah, they're kind of selling a little bit excessively. That garage door over here, ridiculous, maddening. Like, honestly, I think we're going to be seeing a very big subscriber count by next Thursday. Now, talking about that specifically, there's quite a lot of a lot of people talking about how that kind of resembles the Neon Dragon Garage Door from the previous year. Let me just point this out. No, it's not actually connected. It's made by separate skin creators. It's not a collection continuation or anything. And I also want to quickly bring this up. I've seen people talk about how, you know, right now the Neon Dragon Garage Door is selling for about $400 on the Steam market. A lot of people think that'll just follow suit. Let me remind you, I did make a video talking about this, literally when this all happened a year ago. But basically, last year we had the Neon Dragon Garage Door. It was available on the Rust store for, at best, an hour. It was like 50 minutes if I can recall. And there was a copyright situation. So it was removed from the Rust store. Only around 1,000 of these were bought. So it's completely different compared to this brand new Neon Serpent Garage Door over here, right? That's already selling ridiculously. There's tons more of these compared to the Neon Dragon Garage Door. So no, I don't think that'll be going up to $400 anytime soon. So I just want to put that out there. Okay? So overall, yes, these skins are selling quite nicely. SAR, over 8,000 subscribers. The Sheep Middle Double Door here, over 8,000 subscribers. It's looking good. So shall we go ahead and take a look at the first 48 hours of sales now? Now, I should point out I am recording this a fair bit later. So look at this if you can. Get a quick look at the sales. That is what it was at 48 hours. Now, let's quickly hop out of here and let's go ahead and showcase what the sales look like right now as of this recording. And what we're going to do now is talk about all of these skins in order of total sales. And don't forget, look in the description. All the estimated sales will be displayed there. And shall we get started then? Right, Neon Lunar Serpent Garage Door. I had to go quite far back to find something that could resemble this, trying to estimate, you know, how many sales it's going to have. But yes, it is selling pretty ridiculously, and you know what, fair play. Congratulations to the skin creators. I'm sure they're enjoying the profits ever so much. Lamborghini, Ferrari, why not both? Just grab both. So yeah, they're definitely enjoying themselves. It's a bit slow loading, I'm very sorry to say. Oh, there you go. Right, so perfectly fine looking neon design. And yeah, right, so what could happen next? Well, I am worried about oversaturation. Let me just quickly get this point across so I can use my hands as nice examples. We will have an overall quantity. And of course, you can consider there is, you know, people who want to buy the skins, the demand. So if the demand is good, if it holds up well compared to the, you know, the overall quantity, the value of the skin very likely will slowly rise up in price. There will only be so much quantity available. If that starts to slowly disappear and the demand's still very high, the price will go up easily. But here's a problem. I can't help but assume there's a lot of people who have bought that with a pure intent to sell. So take this into consideration. Subscriber counts. What that is if you buy a skin from a Rust store, you automatically become a subscriber. What we can't tell, though, is how many did each person buy. So technically speaking, subscriber counts are the bare minimum sales. At least 30,000 plus individual people have bought that skin. Are they always going to be playing Rust? And, well, how many of them bought maybe a few more just to sell on the side? And then consider the people who probably bought an extra 1,000. All right, now you're kind of, I'm sure it's kind of making it like, so back to here. So there was genuine demand and there was quantity. So if we have a lot of people buying these in excess with the pure intent to sell, we might end up with quantity like that. Oh dear, there's an excess amount of stock. And, you know, if there's not enough people wanting the skin, all of that's going to get thrown onto the Steam market, all of that's going to get thrown onto the third-party sites. You very likely could see this skin being swamped, and if there are various different people trying to sell these for a profit, they will undercut, and the price of that skin very likely will suffer and crash, and oh no. So you've been warned. So let's now try and figure out how much will that likely sell by next Thursday, and it is looking like it's going to be very excessive. So, hopping over to here, I had to kind of go quite far back to try and remember something that could resemble this, and I did go quite far back. Do you remember the pseudo collection continuation all the way back in May, about half a year ago? Well then, that Neon Small Fuel Storage, just over 20,000 subscribers. Yep, you can see that clear as day. So, how much did that sell by the end? Well, if we could quickly hop back over to here, let's just quickly go to the past. I do believe it was May 23, 2024. And what do we see? That Neon Small Fuel Storage, the first Neon Small box to be accepted, that gave a lovely resurgence for the full set. That ended up doing 46,000 subscribers. So, just to point out, the garage door is actually selling more than that. I am expecting that the garage door, the Neon Serpent garage door, very likely will do between 45 to 50,000 subscribers. If I was going to be very general about it, 45,000 plus. That's what I'll say. Okay, so, is that looking like it potentially could lead to oversaturation? Yes. Now, let me also just quickly point this out. Last year, we had, well, you know, a very cool batch of dragon-themed Year of the Dragon skins for last year's Lunar New Year. So if I could just quickly go to SMM, quickly go back to the past. You may recall we had a very cool-looking sheet metal double door, that being Long Double Door. That did almost 40,000 subscribers. And after many, many sheet metal double doors being accepted in 2024, that has still done a very good job of holding up its price. Point I'm trying to get across is, hey, we might see a skin sell ridiculous amounts, but you can still attribute that to having very strong demand. And Rust is still growing. We're still seeing more and more people playing every year. So there's a fairly decent chance our brand new garage door could end up just like this and do a very good job of maintaining its price, which at the moment is currently selling for $4.50. So, okay, yep, fair enough. We'll respect that, I'm sure. That did work out very nicely. And in all fairness, it could happen again. I just wouldn't sit here and say it's going to be huge, massive, insane profits. It's not going to be like the Neon Dragon garage door. So once again, if you don't fully know how all the details went down, consider giving this video a nice watch. I'll link it in the description. And yeah, it was very awkward, but of course that did lead to that garage door ending up going up to $400. Yeah. Right, let's hop back over to here. And let's talk about the other garage door then. So, this has sold a lot as well, but clearly this obviously took most of the attention. But this is still selling quite a lot. This is still looking a bit maddening. So hopping back over to here, that did just under 16,000 subscribers. Is there anything from recent past which we could compare to try and get a good idea? Well, there you go, Mr. Tree Garage Door. Very quickly, 16,600 subscribers. So all we're going to do is just go back to the first Rust Door of 2025, and what do we see? That garage door reached 37,000 subscribers. Now, if I was to be very generalised, I'll do between 35 to 40,000 subscribers. Okay, fair enough. We'll accept that. Is that a lot? Yes. Yes, it is. Now, talking about both garage doors now, I talked about this during my Rust rotation video and my predictions video. Please remember, there's always a lot of garage doors, all right? Do not be surprised by this. Last year, we got so many. And, of course, a lot of them were also Twitch drops given away for free. So your garage door skins, they're having to put in, well, they have to be very special to stand out and maintain your attention for you to keep wanting to buy them and keep the price up and whatnot. Is that going to happen? Or will there be more very interesting, cool-looking garage doors coming out that might sweep you off your feet? And, of course, leads you to wanting to use other garage doors instead. That very likely will happen. Because, you know, at the very beginning of last year, we had some pretty cool-looking skins, and then tons more came out, and Twitch drops came out that look awesome. So, yeah, consider this. Yes, these are special now. They're very cool now, and obviously they're selling up because people really want them now. But is it going to last forever? Probably not. But you never know. People could still love these forever, and I got to bring this up. So here we are, Snake Lord Garage Door. A lovely piece of work produced by Hewick and Irrepella. And just to quickly remind all of you, they're the people behind the Love Arrow doors. So with Valentines just around the corner, ooh, you might be seeing another collection continuation there. Anyway, back over to here. This is selling a lot. I get it. I understand why people like it. Is it always going to be in demand? Well, with their previous skins that they've had accepted, which have, kind of stood out ever so nicely, as like cute girls door skins. That Love Arrow garage door has done all right. This spell garage door goes up and down. It never really crashes, so that's always fairly in demand. This sheepman door, it didn't do super great during the year, but it has recovered quite nicely recently with post-Christmas, and probably with Valentine's just around the corner, it might bump up a little bit more. We might get a collection continuation, just point out. So these have done quite nicely to maintain a decent bit of price, but over to here, considering that this potentially might be doing between 35 to 40,000 subscribers, but then again, that did 30,000, this did 25,000, and they still held up quite nice. But that obviously selling, expected to sell more. It can be pretty funny. Also, $3.49, that's quite a high price. I'm pretty sure that will probably still go below its retail price eventually at some point this year. So it's up to you how you might want to approach it. By all means, buy a skin if you like it. So buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creator kit, the nice and motivated kit, want to put nice creative designs to the future. But if you're looking at that as an investment, already I'm thinking that's probably going to have some problems later this year. And I have seen it with their other doors in the past. But they are still in demand enough that they never really crash. And when times are good, the prices go good as well. And, positive and lovely profits. So, yeah, okay. So that is looking interesting, but it could still lead to having potential problems. Maybe not as bad as this, but then again, if the demand is strong enough, it will very likely still maintain its price and hold it up, and you get it. Okay, cool. Let's now move on and talk about the Serpent's Bite SAR. So this skin is not abnormal, all right? This skin, you can only buy it, and when the rust rotates, that's when it becomes marketable, right? Whereas most of these other skins here, they will become marketable before the rust even rotates. If you don't fully understand abnormals, well, let's just quickly remind you, if you could go to my YouTube, watch my most recent rust skin abnormal barders video. As you can see, it was for January 23, 2025. Consider watching the first 5 minutes, then skip ahead, go to the barders chapter. After watching that, you should basically get the general gist in regards to how abnormals work. In short, every single batch of skins we get in a brand new rust store, some of them will be abnormal, some of them won't. All the abnormal skins will appear marketable at a set time every single week. It does change by 1 hour every 6 months because, of course, clock's changing. But, yeah, anyway. Consider giving that a watch. You'll understand how it works. Anyway, that's SAR. You did 8,200 subscribers. Do we have anything here you can compare to? Well, we do have the Black Diamond sleeping bag immediately right there. You know what? That's totally fine. Let's just go back to the previous week. And what do we see? Well, that did just under 20,000 subscribers. I'm looking at this SAR, and I think we could probably generalize it and do between 18,500 to 20,500. Why not just say 18 to 21,000? Let's just go with that. All right, cool. Let's just say that. Now, looking at all the SARs that we've seen recently, and let me remind you, I do believe we've had a SAR every single week of this month. Yes. And if I could bring this up, we do get quite a lot of SARs in a year. How many of them are doing good at the moment? Yeah, so all of these SARs from the previous year, so many of them down bad, and only a few of them doing all right. So I am a bit cautious. Now, the design of this SAR does look nice. Yan and Denuvo, they did a very good job of this. It looks very pretty. Is it always going to maintain interest? Is it always going to hold up its price? Bit debatable. But by default, with these Lunar New Year weapons, I would assume it's likely to go below its retail price. I'm very sorry to say, but go look at all the previous weapons we've had with Lunar New Year's and how many of them are in the positive. Yeah, bit awkward, but with what I just said there, very likely will now apply to all the other weapon skins we're about to take a look at in this video, so just point that out. Anyway, by all means, if you like it, you go buy it. You go show some appreciation to skin creators, but as an investment, probably just go stick with Dunabarda. So 18 to 21,000 subscribers. Now, considering this isn't that far off from what this is, and with the first 24 hours of sales being fairly similar, so hopping back over to here, this had 8,200, this also had 8,200. Right now, you can clearly see it has dropped off a fair bit with the subscriber count. I think we can do 17,000 to 20,000 for the sheet metal double door. I think that's a perfectly fine consideration. And this sheet metal double door, by all means, it's a perfectly fine, comfy looking design. The glow in the dark, perfectly reasonable. No issues with that. You know, I'm sure you can make some lovely comfy base designs with this. Cool. Right, so if it's going to do between 17 to 20,000 subscribers, how is it going to be? All right, it's going to be okay. Well, selling at $3.49, that's a bit concerning. Yes, it is. We just recently had the sunken double door as well. That's already at evens. Could it go any lower potentially? We shall see. But that's sold not that much. Only 10,000. This is expected to potentially do double that, and I am a fair bit concerned there. So looking at all the sheet metal double doors that weren't from a holiday that came out last year, they're doing good. And then of course we had the long double door from the previous year. That was a lovely looking design. That did ridiculous amounts of sales, and it still held up throughout all of 2024 basically. Now I will point out, initially this did go below its rust ore price. That did happen. There was a lot of them, quite a lot of them appeared in the Steam market, but it kept being used. People liked it, and it worked out very nicely. Can the same be said with that? I mean, for what it is, it's a totally fine looking design. I just don't know if it's going to be as good, and considering the price it's selling at, that can be a big concern. A skin that sells at a higher price obviously kind of struggles to maintain its price a fair bit more. It's not too hard to comprehend. I think I will be just sticking with doing a barter, and with the amount sold, it is on average a little bit more compared to pretty much all the skins that you see here. Not many of them did over 20,000 subscribers, so chances are as well, we're very likely to be seeing even more sheet metal double doors this year. With last year having so many, this year, 4 weeks in, we've already got 2. It wouldn't surprise me. And of course, don't forget about Twitch drops potentially. So, all right, we'll see how that goes. Let's now talk about the Celestial Coil MP5. Now, you are a little bit lower compared to this, but back over to here. Let's go ahead and see what the sales look like for that. So 8,000 here. I mean, you could probably just say the exact same thing, 17,000 to 20,000. I'm not really opposed to saying that, so okay then, fair enough. We'll stick with that then. Now, with this MP5, perfectly fine looking design. Get a good look at that. Yep, pretty cute. Nice golden pattern design. Very nice. Aim down the sight. Standard aim sight. So, as I hop out of here, I have to question how likely is that going to do a good job of maintaining its price. I'm doubtful. So we just talked about this with the SAR. These Lunar New Year skins from the past, they don't really hold up very well. So why don't I just quickly show you previous year's Lunar New Year's, and then we'll see what the weapons are currently looking like. So take this into consideration. Last year we had some very nice looking weapons and whatnot. The AK down by 64%. The SAR right there down by 51%. Not exactly holding up very well. And then I look over to the previous year before this. So off we hop back over to, what was it, the Year of the Rabbit? I think it was. And yes, and look at the AK there. Oh, look, it's down to basically half its price. Wow, only one weapon skin. Well, there you go. That was that year. So what about if we went to even before that? Oh, you want to go to 2022? And what do we see? Lunar New Year. And here we are. The AK is down by 58. The SAR is down by 42. And the water pipe, most likely due to the fact that we just don't see that many water pipe skins being accepted anymore. That's actually doing a good job maintaining its price. Good to see, but wow, there is a lot of AKs and SARs in the past, isn't there? Maybe they're struggling simply because they're AK-47 and SAR skins. That very likely could be the answer. We get a lot of these and a lot of AKs, and there's so many of them that they struggle to maintain interest, and of course the price suffers. But with MP5s, well, I should take this into consideration. Whilst there is quite a fair bit less of these, we do get quite a lot of them. Look at last year, look at the year before that. Yeah, so, we've had some very cool looking MP5s recently. Do people honestly want to jump onto a new one? The pattern, the design does look nice, but I worry about this. It is abnormal, $2.49, but even after doing the abnormal barders, I'm very likely just going to stick with the barder. Yeah, so almost 20,000 potentially, as I said, 17 to 20,000 for this. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with doing a barder. I think that isn't going to be holding up all of its price. It is what it is, but yeah, let's move on. Golden Fang Bandana, 11,600 subscribers as well. Wow, that is incredibly close. Wow, they are really selling quite a lot, aren't they? I did say this at the very beginning. So looking at this bandana and looking at the current state of it, I mean, I think I've got to sit here and say 17,000 to 20,000 for this one as well. Okay, fair enough, we'll roll with that. So I have shown this off in my rust rotation video. This bandana does go pretty well if you wear it with a snake mask. Now the skin creator never added that as a picture. So, oh, okay then. Oh no, you can see it there now. It does blend in quite nicely with it. But a single independent bandana that is technically a holiday themed skin, I am a fair bit worried about that. As you can see over to here, yeah, not every single bandana works out perfectly. Yep. But once part of big notable collections tend to work out a fair bit better, you can take that into consideration and realise, oh, I'm not going to be seeing a continuation for another year. That is definitely something that's going to be a fair bit concerning. For what it is, it's a perfectly fine looking bandana, but if that's going to do between 17 to 20,000 subscribers, with these selling at 99 cents each, okay, I'm not 100% sure that's going to hold up super great. It's very likely going to just be a barter situation. And this right here, it is not abnormal, alright? It is not abnormal. So that can only be bartered after the roster has rotated. And I think I will just stick with doing a barter. So it is expected that we're going to get quite a lot of these in terms of total sales, but I don't think it's going to maintain interest. Now, maybe there's going to be more combinations that you could pair up with and switch around with, but for what that is, it's fine, but I don't think it'll maintain interest forever. So I'll move on and talk about the Ophidia M249. Now, we have not had an M249 skin in a Rust store for like a year. And lo and behold, well, there you go, we got another one, yippee. But take a look at all of these. Then I'll question, how often do you even get to use an M249 for? Just continue. How often do you use the weapon itself? It depends on what servers you play on and whatnot. But yeah, I don't think that gets enough usage. I worry about, if people are even seeing the justification to want to use a skin. So that's very likely just the reason why the price is down. It is abnormal, which is nice to see. But yeah, I'm a fair bit worried. So hopping out of here very quickly, I can see that did 7,300 subscribers in the past. So 7,300 subscribers after the first 24 hours of sales. Sorry, I got mixed up. I was about to say, now let's look back at the past. So I'm talking too quickly. I'm stupid. You realise that if you watch me enough. Anyway, 7,400. Oh yeah, that's a perfectly fine thing to compare to, I guess. Yep. So Eyesight Garage Door's looking pretty good there. Yep. All right, let's go do that. Let's go see how that garage door fared after a week. And as you can see, that did 19,000 subscribers. Wow. You dropped off pretty quickly. But you know what? I want to kind of like compare this with some other skins as well. So we've got the Shogun face mask and the baby hippo rock as well. We can also take a look and see that we also... No, you know what? That's probably a perfectly fine thing to go back to. Let's go back a little bit further. So, did I go too far back? Yes, I did. Shogun face mask, 17,000 subscribers. Baby hippo rock, 18,000. I think we can say 17 to 19,000 subscribers for the M249. So as I was alluding to, I don't think people will. There's going to be enough justification to want to own a skin and using the weapon enough and whatnot. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't think that'll be a thing that will maintain its price. Maybe we'll see some weapon changes this year. Who knows? But yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with a barter. It is abnormal. We can use that time to our advantage. Abnormal barters first. Simple as. Moving on. Lunar Snake Bow. So hopping over to here. Getting a quick look and seeing the first 24 hours of sales. This had 6,800 subscribers almost. Now, if I were to just quickly look back and see if there's anything that can compare, we do have the Redemption M39. We also happen to have the Shogun chest plate. You know what? That's a perfectly fine thing to go back to. So, 2 weeks ago, what did we see? The the M39, almost 14,000 subscribers. The chest plate, 16,000 subscribers. I'm going to sit here and say... 13 to 16,000 subscribers. Bit generalised, but yeah, I mean, that's okay to say, I'm sure. Okay, so talking about that bow, I am expecting bows, crossbows, combat knives, salvage swords, and long swords. Their skins are very likely to increase for a period of time. Primitive Game Mode is just around the corner. They've already got a beta out as well. It's a bit awkward, but if people are using these weapons a whole lot more from here and now, there's going to be more justification to own skins for them. Yeah, not too hard to comprehend. So, whilst this, by default, as of now, very likely would go down in price, because unfortunately, most people don't care enough for them, what I have seen over the course of post-Christmas in 2025, so January time, a lot of buy orders have increased pretty strongly on all bow skins. And I can't help but assume if the primitive game mode does kick off and works out very nicely and people really do like playing on it and whatnot, bow skins very likely could have a very strong resurgence, and all skins very likely could be going up in price, potentially even higher. So yes, do take note, many of them down in price at the moment, but quite a few of them have been propping up quite nicely recently, and who knows, as I said, maybe it works out. But with that potentially doing maybe between 13 to 16,000 subscribers, which is quite a lot, especially when I look at all the hunting bows and quickly compare based on subscriber counts. Let's just do that very quickly. Highest subscribers. So that Jade Bow did almost 30,000. Then we go all the way up to here. Yeah, it's going to be in the upper half very easily. 76 in total. Yeah, okay, that might be a bit of a problem. And then the design of it, hey, I mean, it's fine. It's not super standout and super crazy, but then again, you can only do so much with a bow. And, you know, it represents the snake wonderfully. So, I mean, yeah, I think it probably will still suffer a fair bit. But if, like I said, primitive game mode, it kicks off very nicely, that could have a very fun future ahead of it, potentially. It's not abnormal. If it were abnormal, that'd be awesome. That'd be super helpful, but no. So I am wary. I am cautious. I might just stick with doing a barda. Right then, large snake box. So this currently has 9,000 plus subscribers. For what it is, it's a big snake. It glows quite nicely at night time. Hey, that's totally fine. But let's go ahead and quickly figure out how much that likely is going to sell by next Thursday. So I'm looking at the large box, 6,200 subscribers. Do we have anything that compares nicely to this? So I'm going back to the past. I'm looking around. Well, you probably could look at the Harbour Seal Hammer, which had almost 6,100 subscribers there. Going back a little bit more. Wow, going pretty far back with these. I'm trying to figure this out. But I guess what I'll do is I will stick with the hammer. So looking at the hammer here, it was pretty close. And that didn't sell too ridiculously, did it? So hopping back over to here, to the first rush draw 2025. And what do we see? A hammer skin that did 13,700 subscribers. So I say 13 to 14k. That is a perfectly reasonable amount. But is that perfectly fine for a large box? It's pretty average. Look at all the large box skins we saw last year. And as you can see, quite a lot of them did close to around 15,000 subscribers. Yep. All right then, fair enough. Is it going to maintain its price? Or is it going to suffer simply because it's a Lunar New Year skin? It is a holiday skin. I'd have thought I'd probably just stick with doing a cheaper barda and stick with that. But who knows how many large boxes we'll see this year. We also have Valentines just around the corner, so this week it's all about snakes, and then a few weeks' time, hearts and pink stuff. Yippee! I think I'll just stick with doing a barda. It's not a lot of sales, but even then, it very likely could still have some issues. I don't think it's always going to be super fine. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. Okay, next up here we have the Lunar Jacket Cape. So, just want to bring this up. I've already mentioned it in my rust rotation video, but yeah, transparent jacket cape theme. I mean, for what it is, pretty cool. One thing I have noticed though in game, under certain lighting, like the yellow colour of this jacket kind of disappears and kind of turns into white. It's a bit odd. Consider watching my rust rotation video. You'll see that for yourself. But yeah, not sure what's going on there. Bit strange. Could that potentially affect the overall sales? Do take that into consideration. Anyway, hopping out of here, we can see with the first 24 hours of sales, this did 6,099 subscribers, aka it's looking like it's another 13 to 14,000 subscriber skin. All right, cool. So hopping back over to here, the first jacket for 2025. Now, last year, how many jackets did we see? There you go. Now, with the amount of jackets we saw, you might notice quite a lot of these are down in price pretty badly. Not like terribly, well, that one is. But yeah, we just suddenly got a lot of jackets, and I really don't know why. Did it, could that be the main reason why these aren't exactly holding up very well? Most likely. But are we going to have that situation all over again? Are we going to suddenly start seeing more and more jackets as Twitch drops as well? We shall see. But just looking at this, and its Lunar New Year theme, I don't know if it's going to hold up perfectly. Now, in terms of like the cape theme, yeah, okay, that's probably the best. Okay, it's a red cape, so therefore it wins compared to all the other ones. But we've had Twitch drops that look like this, and as I said that, what do we have right there? What do we have right there? I've completely forgot about that in the moment, but now I've remembered it. Wouldn't you just want to use that? The Wool Neff and Sear jacket? Wouldn't you just want to use Shroud and Beanhand's jacket? Maybe you already own a Berserker cloak jacket. Yeah, $3. That's going to be a bit tough to maintain its price. I wouldn't be surprised if it drops off a fair bit. 13 to 14,000 subscribers isn't that much. But compare it to all the other jacket skins as we look right now, you might notice it will very likely maybe just end up maybe smack dab in the middle. It's kind of already there. We only have so many skins. So I guess we'll just leave that for now then. But yeah, that price, I think it will struggle to maintain that. That's definitely something I'll stick with. Lunar Snake Backpack, right, so hopping back over to here, I can see that this did 5,300 subscribers, not that much, but I have been mentioning this quite a lot over the past few weeks. How many backpacks do we already have after seeing them only recently becoming skinnable? We're getting a bit of fatigue at the moment, but anyway, trying to get some comparisons. Well, 5,000-ish, I'm looking, that did 5,000, literally, I'm looking over to here, 5,200, maybe Piebox is a perfectly reasonable thing to compare to. Yeah, it's close. So come on in. Let's go back to Piebox. When was Piebox? Here we are, Piebox. That did just over 11,000 subscribers. So I reckon 11 to 12,000 subscribers is the expected amount for the backpack. Not that much, but still, that wouldn't be the lowest selling backpack skin ever, would it? And again, I feel like this is definitely more leaning with the, the interest. It's too many backpacks. People already probably own a backpack that they're more than happy to own. And yeah, why are you wearing a Santa hat with this? Anyway, for what it is, it's fine. Nothing wrong with it. I just can't imagine it would maintain its price. We already have so many, and holiday theme, and it's going to be out of season pretty quickly. So yeah, it might be sitting here as an abnormal skin, but it definitely is the expectations are strong that it's going to go down in price. That's how I should word it. Yeah, so that is to be expected. Let's now talk about the small snake box. So yes, we have the Samoto collection, or the Zodiac boxes. We're slowly building up to a full collection, I expect. 7 more to go, yippee. Anyway, this isn't doing too bad in terms of its sales. Comparing it to like, the one from the previous year. Slowly these are selling a fair bit less, but it still looks like that could get fairly close. But how much is that going to reach? So let's go hop out of here very quickly. 4,900 subscribers for the small snake box. Let's see what we can compare to. So I'm looking around and trying to find some other things. What compares? Might be a little bit too far over here. But then again, I'm looking at those overheat boots. Oh, hang on a minute. Right, maybe that's a perfectly fine thing to go back to. But that means I got to go all the way to May 23, 24. Well, I mean, you have the page here. I only wanted it for the small box. Well, too late. Well, not the current small box. I meant the fuel box. Oh, shut up, Hedge. You've got to commit to it now. Oh, dear. Right, so I'm looking at this, and those boots, they did just under 10,700 subscribers, basically. So 10 to 11,000 subscribers. Yeah, that's fine. That shouldn't be too bad. I reckon that's a perfectly reasonable amount. So hopping back over to the current Rust store, scrolling down and looking at that box right there. I mean, it doesn't glow. The changes to it aren't exactly huge compared to all the previous iterations. I don't think it's going to be maintaining its price as well. Take a look at all the other boxes you might have noticed. That is down. That is down by 42%. That is down by 26%. That is down by 5%, and this is down by 44%. It's not an in-demand collection, but the collection continues to grow. So you might sit there and say, "But what happens if we get a full set of them?" They probably will all be down in price still. So we'll see how that turns out, but the expectation is I don't expect that much difference. All right, anyway, so Chinese Lantern, only a few hundred sales off. I think we could also say 10 to 11,000 subscribers for this as well. The main issue with this is it's a glow-in-the-dark weapon. At night time, you don't really want people being able to spot you from far away. And let me tell you, the brightness of that glow-in-the-dark, very noticeable. Cool, fun idea, Chinese Lantern and whatnot. It makes sense. And with holidays, we tend to get some fun skins being accepted like this. So props to skin creators for giving it a shot. But yeah, that amount of sales, it's not like a huge amount for the double barrel shotguns, but the fact that it glows in the dark, I don't have the highest of expectations, I should say. So yeah, it might creep up a little bit higher, but it'll still end up around in the middle. Yeah, so it's the glow in the dark. The gimmick was fun, but yeah, but Face Punch picked that. They could have picked the non-glowing version, but well, there you go. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that goes below $2.49. That is very much to be expected. Then we have the Lunar Snake Poncho, and this is funny because I didn't even manage to fit it on here. Just to point out to you, we have 14 skins this week, and then of course we also have the extra items. So I couldn't fit it in, but I did manage to write it in over here. So 4,144 subscribers. Can I compare anything to that? Well, we do have that. No, that's a little bit too high. What about the Sunken Double Door from the previous week? And we know exactly where that landed at because that did just about 10,000 subscribers. And as I hop over to here, and well, there we go, 10,600. I guess we could just straight up say 10 to 11,000 again. That's fine. It's going to be around that. So, okay then, if that's what the poncho's going to do, how's the poncho going to end up, in the future in terms of its price? Well, it's selling at $3. Oh, why did I click that? It's selling at $3. I meant to click the workshop page. And we've had some many interesting transparent poncho skins over the past year or so, and all of those have ended up going down in price. Right now, post-Christmas, well, it's towards the end of January at the moment. Prices are expected to drop off a fair bit, but that, I don't think it's going to hold up. In fact, I fully expect it to go down. Look at the barbed wire poncho. Look at the Christmas wreath poncho. Look at the lei poncho. Look at the gold chains poncho. They're all down pretty badly. Ponchos in general, not exactly holding up very nicely, as you can clearly see. So no, I don't expect the Lunar Snake Poncho to do well, being brutally honest with you. I fully expect it to go down in price. Maybe a sheer lack of sales could eventually lead to some potential positivity, but even then, yeah, you get to walk around and say, hey, I got a snake on me. Is that going to be funny forever? So, I'm sorry if I'm dismissing it, but again, with this technically all being holiday theme skins and me having looked at Lunar New Year skins in the past many times, I'm not expecting much. Yes, you might have a couple of skins that will stand out very nicely and then maintain support and interest and probably will, keep up their prices. But the majority I still worry about pretty badly. So, yeah. Sorry, but I've kept an eye on people's behaviour and they don't seem to care enough about Lunar New Year skins, judging by what I've seen from the past. So, there we go. Alright, so I would love to sit here and talk about the wallpaper, the snake mask, and the wall divider pack. But these were made by Facepunch themselves. There is no workshop page to look at. There are no subscriber accounts we can see. And yet still, when we do the abnormal barders next Wednesday, so look in the description and see links to all my socials. We will be doing the abnormal barders. We will be chasing after those brand new Lunar New Year items. Wallpaper, snake mask, wall divider pack. I will sit here and say this. With every brand new abnormal item, you could always do like a sneaky $1 buy order. Eventually, you do get quite a lot of them going down to fairly cheaper prices, and the $1 barter can always be pretty clutch. However, when it comes to like the Snake Mask and all the other Zodiac skins, if I could just quickly show this to you. Yep, so look at all the Zodiac masks of the past. I can confirm to you, all of them did go down in price by a fair bit eventually, but look at the ones that are actually in the positive here. So the Rabbit Mask, that's up by basically double the price. Rat Mask, $25. But then you see Dragon Mask, you look at Ox Mask, you look at Tiger Mask. Yeah, they don't do the best of jobs of maintaining that price. I do expect this to go below its Rustore price, potentially all the way down to at least half its price at some point. Yes, I can see it having some sales around $2 and less. So when we consider the prices, I very likely would just be doing $1 and $2. And I fully expect at some point I'll be picking up buy orders pretty easily. Then I look at the wall divider pack. It's cute, it's comfy, $4 though. Maybe we'll get another extra edition next year. I'm not saying a brand new pack, I'm talking about an extra panel. I think if you buy this, you might be getting more of them in the future, but we'll see how that turns out. Anyway, it's fun, it's comfy, but another thing we haven't even considered, I might have mentioned it earlier, are we going to get a week 2 for Lunar New Year this year? The Lunar New Year occurs on Wednesday. So maybe Facepunch will be like, yeah, we could do an extra week. We'll see. They did do an extra week for Halloween and Christmas last year, didn't they? So just point that out. Anyway, if we only get 1 week out of these, yeah, I could see these kind of going up in price eventually. But for that wall divider pack, I think I'll probably do like a $1 and $2 barter for that as well. Maybe a little bit higher. We don't have anything that resembles this. And I know a lot of people do like to have their lovely roleplay bases in certain servers. So, alright, we'll keep that into consideration. Wallpaper. Okay. Cool, comfy looking designs. $6.49 though. And are we going to see more wallpaper skins for other seasons, other events, Valentines, Easter, Halloween, Christmas? I don't know. I am taking that into consideration. But I don't think they'll be maintaining that price forever. However, if this is really only going to be around for 1 week, I don't think that would have sold that much. I don't think that would have, I don't think there's going to be a ridiculous amount of those wallpapers. So, how often are you even putting down wallpaper in your bases? But maybe with these wallpapers, you might start doing that a lot more. Yeah, it's probably going to go down to about half this price as well. I'm sorry to say, but in that particular instance, it is something new. We might be seeing this again, so we'll have to see how the behaviour of that goes. But yeah, I think I'll just be going halfway on all the skins, all these brand new rust items is what I should say. Okay, so for that, that's fine. And yeah, if you really want to, you can go buy a Dragon rocket launcher. You know, I mean, it's cheaper now. Could it go up in price in the summer? I think it could. I think it will be rising back up in price. Not to the same peak price we saw just a couple of weeks back, but still rise up enough that it's profitable and interesting. That's what I should say. And the Chinese lantern, well, I've already made quite a big talk about this. It routinely goes back up in price every single year. Yes, it got reintroduced. Yes, it's gone down in price. But I can't help but assume it'll bounce back up over the course of the next 11 months. For your consideration, consider it. But a barter definitely would have been a smart thing to do. But if you're like me, you probably put that barter down a year or so ago. So look at this around maybe March, April time. Look at the prices it sells for then. Make a consideration then. Sounds good? All right. All the other items, don't care enough about them, sorry to say. So, all right, cool. That's basically everything for this rust store. Wow, we've been going on for quite a long time. I might have to edit some bits anyway, but okay, that's fair enough. I could quick look at the previous skins for this month. So, with the very first rust store this year, some of the skins starting to go down in price. Some of them doing a pretty good job maintaining their price. But yeah, will we see some more continuations of these skins? We shall see. And will we see some more pie stuff, considering the cooking updates kind of mention that we might be able to make pie. Keep an eye on the commits for new content, right? Now, over to here for the second week of January. Well, yeah, even these are gone down in price. Not by that much, though, but they have gone down in price. That was to be expected. Maybe we'll see some more Shogun Tier 3. Maybe we could see that this weekend. I'll have to clarify some points about that, though. Yeah, everything in this rust store is down in price. Oh, dear, oh, dear. And now January 16. And what do we see? Literally, the previous week. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Oh, no. So, yeah, it's dropping off a fair bit. A bit awkward. Remember, Deep Ruby AK-47, 30,000 subscribers almost. And, yeah, that's looking like it's starting to drop off a fair bit. How many listings? 67. That ain't that much. Oof. Okay, then. So that is that. But I have to bring this up. Whilst I have been seeing quite a decent amount of skins being submitted and Twitch drops, it is expected that we should get all the Twitch drops announced fairly soon. It'll probably, well, the official announcement will be the February Force Wipe update. But I think we'll have a clear picture over the course of the next week. I have seen all the Twitch drops. I have access to all of them. But I need to know if they're all confirmed. Then I'll make a video showcasing all of them, of course. But Valentine skins. All the Valentine skins have to be submitted before February 4th. As of now, we have 2 brand new Valentine skins. You might have noticed another one's just appeared there. There will be quite a lot more. So keep an eye out for Valentine skins. And will we have a second week of Lunar New Year, considering we had over 170 Lunar New Year skins being submitted? There's plenty more to pick from. Could that happen? We shall see. So overall, yeah, that's just basically everything. So I hope the video was reasonably straightforward for you, but it was quite long, and I'm very sorry about that. But there was a lot of skins and more items to talk about, so yeah, sorry about that. Well, so thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you later. Say goodbye.